According to the state of Ohio, early in-person voting is also considered an absentee ballot. So, I checked my husband and I's status on our ballots this morning. This is my husband's. His was accounted for. We both did early in voting at our local courthouse in our county. So, of course, I looked up mine. We're sorry, no records were found with the criteria entered. That's funny. I went to the courthouse the same time my husband did. Voted pretty much the same time he did. But mine doesn't exist. So y'all, if you voted by absentee ballot or you voted in person early, go check your state website and check your ballot. I'm curious. If yours did not get counted for, comment what state you're in and say that it wasn't counted for, because I'm curious to see how many people's votes have not been counted for.
So I live here in California, and at 8 o'clock last night, 6 minutes after they said that California's gone blue, all the votes have been counted. Well, my wife still hasn't been counted. I wonder how many votes out there haven't been counted.
I'm in California, and aside from it being weird that they called our state blue so quickly, I mean, honestly, I thought it would have been blue anyways, but I go to check my vote on the government webpage. It says it hasn't been received yet. And then I go to check my vote on our county page, and it says that my vote has been received but not counted because I've already voted. Anybody want to tell me why this would be? I don't know. I'm confused. And I contacted the county. They said that they would file a complaint because it looks like there's an error. So I guess I voted for no reason yesterday. It's not adding up. It doesn't make sense to me. I wonder if I'm the only one or if this is like a mass thing going on.
So I wasn't going to make a video, but I think I have to. I just went to go vote. I've been voting since I was 18 years old. Okay? Never had a problem. I moved here in the town I'm in now back in 2014. Okay? I've been voting in this town since then as well. Never had a problem. Never had a problem. I should have realized it when I didn't receive my mail-in ballot, because I live in the wonderful state of New Jersey, right, where our governor decided to do that. Please hold. Now you see, they even updated when I moved here, okay? I am active to vote. Active, right? I had to fill out one of these today, because when I gave them my name, all my information was in the poll book. Not even under my maiden name. Didn't receive mail-in ballot. My name was missing from the poll book, but everything's active. If you all don't think this shit is rigged, you're out your mind. I don't care who you're voting for. What just happened should not have happened.
Okay, so Oklahoma, we are like one of the most conservative states in the United States, which I absolutely love. Biden only got 500,000 votes. Trump had 1 million plus. It was like not even close, 65-30% with the independents and the libertarians getting a few other votes and Kanye. But anyway, I actually have some friends of mine that went yesterday afternoon to their polling place and it was closed. And they were told by the church where the polling precinct is held for the last 20 years that they've been going to, that the county election officials just walked in, told the polling people to box up everything, clean it up, and get out of there. And they just left. So voter fraud even here in conservative Oklahoma.
Yesterday in Richland County, South Carolina, my sister went to go vote, and they were like, you're at the wrong precinct. And she was like, no, this is the right precinct. My husband was just here. He voted. They're like, oh, it looks like you requested absentee ballot. She did not request an absentee ballot, so they gave her two pitiful options. Vote now and then go contest it 3 days later, or go to the headquarters and try to vote in person. So she went there, waited forever, and they were like, oh, not sure what happened. So she goes, well, that's not my mailing address or my phone number. And they kind of blew it off. So finally she was like, no, you don't understand. I don't know that address. So they decided to go pull the absentee request, which took an hour. Finally find it, and surprise, surprise, there's a forged signature. The ballot was requested on September 3rd, and not by my sister. So they let her do a paper ballot and assured her that everything would be fine. So she shared her experience on Facebook, and one of her friends' brother is an FBI agent, was like, you need to call your local FBI office. So then my sister called the FBI, gave them her story, because voters fraud.
Cairo News. Live updates. Jay Inslee wins third term as Washington governor. It is, what time is it, Tim?
It's 8:17.
8:17.
And these are the votes.
Culp has 55%. Inslee has 44%, but they're confirming him win. Excuse me? It's been 15 minutes.
Looking at me like you want my man. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Out of 100% of the votes that were given today, 128,000 of them, they all went to Biden. Y'all tell me this isn't sketch. What?
Have a voter, Jill Stokey, who was denied access to vote. She showed up to vote and she was told someone had already cast her ballot and she was denied the opportunity to vote. We are filing in federal district court here in Las Vegas. We're asking for emergency relief, a TRO, and injunctive relief. We're asking the judge to, due to all of these irregularities, to stop the counting of improper votes. Thank you.
Look, the reality is that transparency is not political. Ballots are not automatically legal votes until they're checked. We are not being allowed until they're checked. We are not being allowed to check. The Harry Reid machine recklessly threw ballots into the mail, and now we cannot check whether or not there are non-residents, which we have evidence, publicly available evidence, that you all in the media should be also looking at. It's publicly available information that non-residents have voted. There is a 30-day residency requirement in the state of Nevada. If you haven't been in the state for 30 days, it is illegal to vote. Reporters have a responsibility. The fact is, we are filing this federal lawsuit to protect legal voters. It is unacceptable in asking Clark County to give us answers. All of your questions about the details are legitimate questions, and they should be asked of Clark County, because the Clark County officials are silent. They are not giving us any answers, and they continue to count these illegal votes. Ballots versus legal votes. That's what we're talking about. It is unacceptable in this country.
Pretty clear. I've been a lawyer for 30 years. What can you tell us what's unclear about it? You're a private lawyer and acting in the government capacity.
I'm a private lawyer who represents the city.
Great.
The city is evaluating it, and I can't tell you anything more than
They're
that.
evaluating a judge's order?
What the order means, and when they're ready to talk to you about it, they will. But I can assure you that they're not violating it under any...
The order is currently in effect.
They're not violating
You
the
guys
order
had
under any
8
interpretation.
attorneys. I think it was 8 attorneys entering your appearance on this. I don't understand why 8 attorneys need to evaluate this order. I did it all by myself.
Okay.
It says that no later than 10:30 today, you're to follow the election code, and my people, my clients, representatives, are to be within 6 feet of the process.
We have read the order, and we are complying with the order, and we will discuss it with you in a bit.
Okay?
The compliance is 6 feet.
I mean, the order is pretty clear.
At this time, I'm asking Mr. Daniel Sims to allow these 19 people in so that they can assist with the counting, just as the Democrats are in counting. Now, Mr. Sims has said that there are COVID rules that he cannot break, and therefore he's not allowing these people in. If that is the case, let's take 10 or 12 or 15 Democrats out and let 10 or 12 or 15 or 19 Republicans in. These fine people have been on a rooftop in the sun. They are well behaved, well groomed, all cooperative and patient. And they merely want their opportunity to help count and watch the counting. And everyone in this country now knows that overnight, 200,000 votes were suddenly appeared in the...
Okay, so these are some pictures in the Detroit Center where they're counting these polls, and people are bringing in some weird stuff. Now these counters, they're only supposed to be working like 4-hour shifts. So I could maybe understand a very small cooler for some drinks and sandwiches, but not the size that they're bringing in. I mean, that's a pretty big cooler. Looks about big enough to hold ballots. Another one right there, big suitcase looking thing on wheels, maybe a cooler on wheels. At the polling station, more coolers on wheels, that might be a suitcase. A frickin' Flynn Rider wagon. Now I saw a video of that wagon being brought in dead of night. After they supposedly stopped counting for the night, no one checked any of it. Like, they just walked right in, unloaded, put it in that wagon, walked right in. And right after that wagon went in was when that spike happened for Biden. It's hard to see because it's small. That's a suitcase right there. These are 4-hour shifts. There's no need for suitcases or massive cooler. You think it's a coincidence?
Spread it from Gateway Pundit. Here it is.
Your chairperson can issue him what type of ballot?
Provisional.
A provisional envelope. Why? Where is it going? Not in the tabulator. It's going in that envelope, right? We have how many days? 6. So what is the Department of Elections going to do with it? Destroy it.
They explain how to commit crimes on this tape to get ballots and fill them in themselves. Step 1, kick out the poll challengers. It's like 30 minutes of this.
Challengers and poll watchers. They have to wear a mask and they have to stay 6 feet. That's important.
Audio and video out of Detroit, Michigan, of the local precinct head training other people for election night how to engage in fraud. Here it is.
Challengers and poll watchers. They have to wear a mask and they have to stay 6 feet. That's important because they can come behind your table. But if you don't have 6 feet, they can't come back there. Any questions?
So they're 6 feet back once they have really good vision. They can actually see.
Exactly. Yes, they got really good vision, or they brought their binoculars. 6 feet. That's the rule, right?
Hit pause, back it up 5 seconds. You hear that whole room of people laugh. Joe Biden's about to get a lot of...
They're coming. I don't know if they're coming to every precinct, but they're coming to many of them in the city. Yes, we have already gotten word. The state has already said they're coming. And the basic thing they're going to challenge is what? Absentee ballot. That is correct. Yes.
What if they're like challenging and they start yelling and kind of making a scene?
911. They got standards. They got conduct standards.
Okay.
They make a scene, get them up out of there. The police are.
So the Democrats don't want police except when they're taking you to jail for not taking shots. The Board of Election Supervisors won't let you know about the state code, though, and the law that you're supposed to let them observe no matter what. But see, they got the COVID. Doesn't matter if it's not a law. Doesn't matter if it's been overthrown. Because these are globalists we're dealing with.
To just wait around and wait for these machines to be fixed. So that's possibly what's going on right now. More to come.
You sheriff deputy? Yeah. Come here. What message did you get about this technician?
My corporal called me and said that somebody was on the way to fix whatever was wrong with the...
When? He's not here.
What?
He's not here.
I know, he said that I was going to go in 2 minutes, so I don't know where he's coming from.
Did you check?
I called him.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Here's the deal. If you are in line right now and did not vote, you have a choice. You may continue to wait, So these machines are unjammed, and you can vote, or you can leave and come back later on to vote later. Now, if that doesn't fit your schedule.
Are you guys collecting ballots? Yeah. I thought they collected them all. I just want to document.
No, we're still collecting.
How much? Wait, but how come they already called the state?
Because these are mail-in ballots.
Are there a ton in there?
Yeah.
All right. Are you collecting from a lot of places? Yeah. All right. I'll just document. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Are you guys official election guys? All right. And let me just ask you one thing. Where do you guys take them?
Election center. That's it.
Is that in the government building?
Delaware County.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there a lot more in there?
Coverings. This is real. I'm not even making this up.
For those of you who don't know, those people that are being locked out are people that are there to make sure that your vote is counted and your information isn't stolen. And Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok are deleting posts that have those videos in them.
Well, I'm curious. Everybody's been checking their ballots and information to see if their votes were accepted or not. My husband and I voted early in the state of Virginia. In person, we didn't mail in our ballots, and we just checked online to see if our ballots were accepted, and it said that we were sent absentee ballots, which we never asked for, and which we never received. And it says that our ballots were not shown. So does that mean that our ballots that we submitted and voted in person were not accepted, were not taken? I don't understand what is happening.